Take off all your clothes.
But anyways, no, I think FIFA's good.
Yeah.
I feel like FIFA's all right, and I feel
2K's
like
2K's bad.
I
2K's
haven't
bad.
really played a bunch of 2K.
2K's
But
It's
really,
downhill.
2K's
It's bad.
really bad.
It's really bad, right?
Madden's bad, but I kind of understand it because, like, I think I know what you're talking about. When you go to hike the ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't playing with audio, but they have, like, the animation where they go through the entire play call.
Oh.
So, like, or if you do an audible, which I don't know if you know how to do that at all on Madden or not. But anyways, if you
Showed Gavin how to do that.
if you do an audible play, it feels even more delayed because they go through the entire play. Like, blue 42, Indianapolis, oh, check, 52, check, 9, blah.
Actually, the new game isn't
And then
too
they
bad.
step-
You audible it, and
Yeah,
they'd
and
be like,
then-
swipe up.
Yeah, and then
And then you
they step back from the center, and you're like clicking X, you're like, fucking go. And they're like, heads, tap, 389, check. And it's
I
like,
hate that shit.
yeah.
2K has the worst animation.
Really?
Like blocking animations, anything. It just your character gets trapped in them in any game. Any sports game.
I don't know.
Can't.
The only like sports games right now that are probably say decent. NHL ain't too bad.
Well, I think
The
FIFA's
show's
always
pretty
tended to do
good.
okay.
FIFA's not too bad.
I haven't played
always-
the show.
FIFA's doing.
Yeah.
It
Well,
always,
it's over.
It always
isn't
is.
it? EA and FIFA split up.
Yeah, I think after this year they have to name it something else.
I think FIFA's making their own game and EA is making their own game.
I wonder.
There's going to be like 2 editions of
Really?
soccer game. I think.
So, but like, which one's gonna be like the classic FIFA EA's version?
I'm not too sure. Well,
I
I
like
think
FIFA.
they're both going to be the same concept. I just feel like
Well, yeah, but like, yeah. But like, I wonder which one's gonna keep the same engine, like the actual FIFA game engine.
I don't know.
I would
I
assume
don't know.
it'd
It'd
be EA,
ever be
'cause
like
that's
the
the one-
developer.
Yeah, they're going to name it like 2 different things, but it's supposed to be like EA's going to have their own soccer game and FIFA's soccer.
That's it. I don't know.
But
I've never really been into.
You know
FIFA.
what I'm really surprised at is there's not like an MLS game. Like
Is it 'cause
specifically.
MLS not in FIFA?
No,
Yeah.
they aren't in FIFA.
What?
MLS isn't.
They're clubs?
I think it's its own thing, like the NFL. Like
I
the MLS is our own.
FIFA is the organization for international teams. So
Right.
soccer has 2 different clubs. You have your
Right.
international team and then your club team.
Mm-hmm.
MLS is your club team.
Right. And FIFA doesn't have anything to do with the club team.
They're still in the game.
They
FIFA
are in a
is just
FIFA
the
game.
soccer organization.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that there's not like a separate game. Like
Yeah, they did
That's what
one
I
for
meant.
the world. They did one for the World Cup back when the Rio World Cup. They did like a whole FIFA. It was only in. But I
yeah.
don't think they-
I'm surprised there's not 2 different games like that. Like not back in the day. It wasn't really all that long ago, but when the PS3 was still around and like super popular, NCAA
Yeah.
and NFL. Like there was a college game, and then
They're
there
coming
was,
back out with NCAA.
Yeah,
they skipped a while.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't do that for basketball either.
Yeah, like a
Considering how big,
college.
like, March
I don't know.
Madness
I
is,
don't
but-
feel like. I mean, I could see March
I
Madness.
just feel
but
like
I
it's
just don't
not
feel
as
like
big.
it's not as big as NCAA
for
football.
sure, definitely not.
Football's pretty
I mean,
crazy if you really
March
think about it.
Madness is
Yeah.
crazy and it's fun
Dude, I
to
have somebody
watch
in my
and it's
neighborhood
dope.
who's
but
crazy Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
I've
just something
never-
about college football. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's taken
college,
so
I think
it's-
college
it's-
basketball's.
Really?
guess
I
that's
never
probably why
watched
it's
it.
not so good.
Did you guys
They
see
just-
that
they're
murder
barely
that Georgia put on fucking TCU
Oh, yeah, it's
Monday?
bad. Horrible.
It was like 65-7.
horrible.
It is the highest
know,
scoring
I-
national championship.
I see
What's up with that
people's
one guy, their
arguments on why
quarterback or
TCU
whatever?
shouldn't have been in the game or whatever, but I mean,
It should have been well.
it could have been
Georgia
Alabama.
shouldn't have been in the game.
Is their quarterback going to get in the
Why would-
draft?
Why would Alabama be in? They lost.
Ohio,
Ohio State was in,
not the national championship?
but they're in the Final Four.
Yeah, but
But they lost to.
there was.
They lost to TCU.
Yeah, that's right. So TCU shouldn't have been in.
Who would have took their place? It
It would have been Ohio. It would have been Ohio. Ohio would have taken TCU's place.
No, but if they.
Or
beat-
sorry, no.
Yeah.
Georgia and Ohio played, and Ohio pulled it out of their ass on some last minute something.
Yeah.
And Ohio apparently should have been in. Like there was an argument. Is that not what you're talking about?
I don't know. I just wanted to see who you'd put in the Final Four other than Michigan. Georgia,
Mhm,
TCU,
mhm.
and Ohio State. Who else would you replace it for? That's what I was saying. Like,
Oh, okay.
people are saying they shouldn't even made the Final Four. I'm like, how?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
the
Because
they only
Alabama
had
had
one
2
loss.
ranked upsets,
Who?
dude. Like, how?
TCU.
Yeah, yeah.
They only have one loss. So I don't get that conversation.
It's,
That's a top two.
literally,
That's a
college
top
football
5
is
team.
based
I think
off
they're
your
just
schedule.
underdog.
Really?
They're underdog.
No,
Oh,
it
'cause
literally
everybody plays
is.
different teams.
Yes.
Because everybody's ranked at the
Oh.
beginning of the year. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Say if you're fucking Jackson State, where Dion came from, dude. Dude, they weren't going to get ranked. But even if they were ranked, they'd have to have multiple ranked wins and stuff like that.
It's real
based off
confusing.
weird.
I feel
toughness
like.
of the
That's
schedule.
weird.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
And it's weird that
And
every
ranked-
sport's different.
And
like
against
that.
like ranked opponent win. That's what it is.
It's kind of weird. Like it's not like the NFL.
They literally have a committee on.
But
who's
the
in
NFL's weird too. The like, I don't know, man. Just playoffs in general are really weird. Like, if you're not into it,
You're
it
gonna
doesn't
be
make any
super
sense
confused
because like
on how these teams are in.
what's under 500? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if it was somebody that was trying to follow a playoff, like the beginning of the postseason for the NFL, and you're
And
hearing
people
all
are
these
also
people.
like, how is an 8 and 9 team getting in when there's teams fucking 9
Yeah,
and
the
8,
Bucks.
10 and
The Bucks, and the
10
only
and
reason the
6.
Bucks are in this year is because the rest of the conference sucked.
That's
That
what I
bad.
thought.
And
Yeah,
people are like,
That's
they
what I
need to
thought.
switch it to like how the NHL is. I'm like, no, then it wouldn't be fucking NFL
Yeah.
football. I mean, it's its own thing. It's
Yeah,
always been like
and
that.
that's dude. I actually just finished watching the Man in the Arena.
Really?
Tom Brady's Man in the Arena. I know you're not into football, but if you watch that, it is fucking cool, dude. It's like even if you weren't a super like big football fan, it's like I watched The Last Dance with Michael Jordan.
Hmm.
I'm not a huge basketball
Yeah, I watched
person,
that too.
but
was
watching
good.
that was really fucking good. Like at the
I-
end of it,
I
I almost
watched
wanted to
the-
buy
I
a pair of
watched that.
Jordans.
I watched the McGuire and Sosa when they were battling out for the most home runs.
I haven't seen that one.
Watch it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that'd be another
I
good one
mean,
because I'm not.
we're from St. Louis too, so I mean, you should watch it.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge baseball fan, but like Edelman, Julian Edelman. It was a little before not before my time, but before I really paid attention to the NFL.
Yeah.
His steroid deal,
Huh?
his scandal with
You didn't know about that?
performance enhancements. No, I mean, I guess I might have forgotten, but I just wasn't really into it. I didn't start getting in to the NFL
I remember when that happened.
real
Damn.
big until like I'd say maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Remember
When we
high
had
school?
Crabtree. That's when I started really diving in deep with the NFL.
Mhm.
And when the Rams left, that's when I started paying attention to the Bucs. Kind of. Not nowhere near what I am now.
I'm always watching fucking football,
That's my
dude.
bad.
Literally, I watch college football like crazy. Shawnee hates the weekend.
At least I didn't say it this time, and then it happened.
Ah, dude, that first time was funny.
That was funny. Everybody mute your phones.
Alright, your phone.
Oh, fuck it.
Didn't you try to silence it and it went off? Oh no, wait, never mind. It was
Oh.
just because you.
Oh, yeah, it is a little tilted.
Am I good?
I think.
Dude, fuck you. Is that better?
Does it sound
Is that
okay now, Mr. Krabs? All right, let me. Well,
Hello,
I guess
Mr.
I'm not
Krabs.
talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit
Alright.
back. That doesn't do it.
No, I think
You can keep all that
as
in.
long as it's pointed up, because if you take that pop filter off,
Is that pretty good now?
the actual mic sits on top.
Yeah.
Of that, we do need better mics. Also, went to Target the other night, and they had some Yetis, which I don't know if that's exactly what we want to use, but they also had the HyperX.
Those are the ones I have at home. Is the Yetis.
The
Wait, the Yetis are the snowball ones, or the actual like?
I think it's the actual Yeti mic,
Yeah, that's the one I have.
which came in at a fairly decent price. I think it was like $100.
Yeah, I think they lowered them.
But it even has a screen. It comes with a screen
Yeah, that's what
on
mine
it
came with.
that comes around there.
I just took mine off.
That might be an okay option. I wasn't sure. I wanted to talk to you about it a little more because I don't know what their audio focus is. You think so? I agree because they're also kind of future proof in a way to where we could upgrade to XLR.
Yeah.
Because that's the point we're gonna have to get. We're gonna
Yeah.
have to get like a receiver and.
Yeah, and I think the Yetis are weird.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
Like,
these were
they
more
have to
for
be sitting
streaming.
upright like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, these were more for streaming.
Yeah.
That's what they all said was kind of like a built for streaming.
I
or-
mean, that's what
Mhm.
all like streamers really use. When they
Yeah,
come
because
out.
like we would have to.
even
Unless we had
YouTubers,
like a
dude.
desk where we were like sitting up like.
But
Yeah.
most
Then it
of
would
them had
make
like those
sense, but we're not.
snowballs
I'm
and shit.
I'm in the middle of cleaning up the rest of that out there, and if we wanted to, once I get that all cleaned up, we could set ourselves up like a little table or
Yeah.
like a little thing that we can actually like. I don't think this is bad.
No, it's fine.
You know, I feel like this looks kind of like a podcast.
No,
setup,
yeah,
you know, like
does.
some homies channel. But no, I don't know. I mean, that's the other thing too. Yeah, this is the DayToDay podcast. By the
Thanks
way,
for joining.
yeah, thanks for watching.
Mhm.
And
Are we gonna give you an introduction?
I don't know. I think today we're just gonna head wherever
wing
the
it.
conversation
Fuck it.
leads us.
How was
Go
your
with
guys'
the
week?
Flow.
Wasn't bad. Well,
This morning, you guys get rained on?
fuck yeah. I've been
Mhm.
on a roof all week. I've been
Sucks.
wiring up air conditioning units. So it's been kind of shitty.
You think
But
the
there are
HVAC has to do that, or they just don't have electricity?
Well,
there
I
at
do.
all?
I do the high voltage and some of the low voltage to it. So, like, I'm not. I'm just wiring them.
Right.
So, like, from the factory, they come with some wires, and then our shit from the power, from the panel, we bring it to
Gotcha.
that, and then we wire it up, and then the low voltage, which communicates with your thermostat.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing too. And these are like a dual thing, so it's like a heat pump and an AC unit, if that makes sense. So the coils
Oh,
that the air flows over are either hot or cold,
yeah.
and so it's pretty interesting. But other than that, I mean, we had a few really nice days for January this week, bro.
Yesterday was nice.
Yesterday was insane. I actually
yesterday
think
was
I
hella
got
good.
like a little sunburn,
That shit was fire yesterday.
and then today sucked. I was up on the roof about
Yeah, it was
6:45
shitty.
before the rain, dude, and the temperature just kept dropping. And we didn't think we were going up there anyway, so I didn't bring any of my shit that would have
Mm.
kept
Keep
me
me dry
warm
and
and dry. So I don't even know where it's at, but I had a fuzzy jacket that looked like a teddy bear that I would never ever wear to the job site. It's like something you would go out in. And I was walking around in these khaki pants and this fucking fuzzy teddy bear looking old Navy jacket, dude. And I felt so
Damn.
stupid, but hey, it
Fuck it.
was
Got the
better than
job done.
nothing. Yeah.
I know, I went back to work yesterday. It was a nice day to go back to work.
Oh yeah.
Especially they put me on install, but luckily, like you said, it was fucking nice yesterday for January.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I mean,
next
it wasn't
week's-
warm enough for me to like want to work without my hoodie on, but it
Oh
wasn't.
really?
I kept my
I took that hoodie off, bro. I was up there cooking inside. I got sunburned.
I
yeah,
kept
but
my
on a
hoodie
roof
on.
is different, dude. It gets hot
Kinda.
there anyways.
I kept my hoodie on.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't take it off,
Gavin,
but then I got off early, so
what'd you do? Did you leave your
Oh,
hoodie on?
he said that he got done with his 9 to 5 at McDonald's.
Dang.
he's a master McDonald's worker.
Just kidding, bro. But if you're flipping burgers, you're flipping burgers. And if you're flipping burgers, we'd like to have you on this podcast as a guest. That'd be real cool.
Bring it on, buddy.
You
Yeah,
know-
so
Oh, dude.
go for it.
You know, speaking of burgers, dude, my sister was telling me about those smash burgers. It's like a skillet, apparently. You just put the meat in and then you go
Smash
boom.
it.
And dude, she told me that they're like immaculate. Cause like, dude, not gonna lie, I hate thick burgers. Like I do.
I agree. When it's like a ball.
I like them like this.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
but it's got to be like a patty. Like,
Dude, like Steak and Shake burger. Like that's what I want. Like that's what I want to be able to make. And that's what she said it was like. And I was like, dude.
so the other night, I made some smash burgers, but they
You
were
made-
deer meat.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, those shit's fire, dude.
Did 2 pounds of deer meat, cut it with 1 pound of pork, and put 2 eggs in it, and did some smash burgers, bro. And they were fire.
Really?
They were so fucking good. Gavin was here to eat them. They were pretty damn good.
Wait, you were here yesterday?
No, it was
Oh.
the other day. It was
Oh.
last weekend.
Mm.
But anyways, they were fucking top tier.
Damn.
I was.
I want to
excited.
be able to make them because she just tells me you just go
Yeah.
boom.
You got machines for them, or you could just do it by hand. It's a spatula. And smash it in.
Yeah.
But I think the fat content has to be a little higher. Like,
Yeah, that's why.
because if you go to and shop for ground beef, I don't know if you've ever looked
No,
at it.
I have it.
Okay, so like if you look at a ground beef package, they come in certain percentages. So
Oh,
like
okay.
75-25 or like
80-20.
yeah, 80-20. And it'll be that's your percentage of
You mo-
fat
you-
versus lean meat.
Oh.
And the more fat, the more flavor. Obviously, the more unhealthy, but it's better, and the meat stays together. Because when a meat is real lean, it doesn't want to stay together.
Yeah,
It just cooks fast. There's nothing really binding it almost.
like ground.
They're
up,
hard.
Like
And
ground
that's why I
beef.
put the pork in the deer meat, because the deer meat is super lean meat. So in order
Oh.
to smash them, I wanted to cut it with some
That
pork,
makes
but
sense.
it adds flavor too. It's multiple different things, and the egg also helps hold it together a little better too. It was fire. I mean, every bit about it was really good.
I bet it sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could do it again tonight. I don't know if y'all are staying or want it, but Joey's like, I ain't eating deer, no thanks.
You
I
never
would eat
had
deer. I've had deer deer sausage. I think.
Yeah.
Like just
Deer's
in little
fire, dude.
slices,
I
and
like
that
it.
shit was good.
I'm not gonna
My
lie.
grandpa used to get it, but
The way I make deer, I make it to where if you didn't know it was deer, you wouldn't know.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
yeah. I feel like that's how a lot of meats
How my
are.
brother is, dude.
Yeah,
He's
I
been-
can
He's
chef
been
up.
cooking meat, deer meat.
And
Going
one
on
time
for
I
so
was eating lamb and I didn't know it until after I got done with. It was a
Lamb?
euro.
Yeah, but I think that's mixed with some shit.
Yeah.
Like, because if you ever look at the way they do it, it's a rotating wheel,
Mhm.
and they have a heater on one side, and it's this wheel. It's almost like a paper towel holder.
Yeah, and they cut it like that.
Yeah, and they have a fucking shaver, dude,
yeah.
and they just shave it down a
They
little bit
shave it
during the
down.
That
day.
shit's
I've
strange.
also noticed that a lot of Euro places are around here anyway. I don't know if this is all over. Are owned by like Bosnian people. It's not even actually Greek people around here. Like there's a few places north that are like 2 or 3 different places that because my family likes Euros, so we get Euros pretty often or whatever. But when you go in there, they're not Greek people. It's actually Bosnian. Which there's nothing bad with that. I just thought it was interesting that like
right.
That's weird.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
It's like a culture thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they intermingle as far as their cultures go or whatever, but yeah, it was
Who
pretty
knows?
interesting. But where I was going to go before the meat conversation is that the goal of this podcast, I feel like we should probably put that out there. I don't think we have before on anything that was recorded, but I just kind of wanted to talk about the fact of eventually we'd like to get to the point where we're having guests on
Yeah.
and we're talking about the day-to-day life of different guests and people and their lifestyle and what they go through in a day that maybe you know um, we don't always think about, I guess is the way to say
Hey,
it.
bro, I want to hear different opinions about.
I do
shit.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like not even about like work, like shit we talk about.
Yeah.
Like shit, just life in general.
Yeah.
Or
I
like what
definitely
other
agree.
people been through and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, you can learn a lot
Yeah.
from other people too. So
Gavin and I had that conversation the other day, and we were just talking about how, as a person, if you don't take other people's opinions or other people's
Yeah.
constructive criticism or different
Yeah.
aspects of things, there's multiple ways to do one certain task.
right.
And if, as a person, in order to grow, I feel like it's pretty important to take what applies to you or take the best that you think and apply that to your own life. So, like,
Right.
let's say we're talking about something and you have one way to do it and I have one way to do it. But instead, I take, almost what I want to grow from and hear from you. And
Mhm.
if you did the same thing, and then we have now a better way.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah.
like that's really important in growing up and becoming a better and more rounded person. And, information truly is power. I mean, if you
Right.
think about it, the more you know and the better you're able to sympathize with other people and take what they have to offer and grow from that and become a better person, I feel like is a really cool thing. And anyways, that's what Gavin and I, we
Right.
briefly talked about that the other day, but I thought that was pretty important. And it was a cool conversation to have because after that conversation, I tried to take and apply that. And so, like, when I'm at work and I'm doing something and somebody else comes up to me
Mhm.
and they say, "Oh, well, why don't you do it this way?" I'll be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, okay." Well, I'm not
Right.
going to completely change what I'm doing
Mhm.
all the time, but I mean, if what they have or showed me is better, then yeah, I'll use a little bit of what they had, or that
Yeah.
just makes you that much better and that much more of
Till you have
I
somebody.
agree with that.
well-rounded person.
That's how my work
Till
is,
you have
dude.
a
I
little
try
fucker at work.
to pick all
Thinks
the
his
old
way's always
fuckers'
right.
brains, dude.
Really? Yeah, dude, and those people, bro, nobody wants to be around those people.
Oh, I
You know
have
what I'm
somebody
saying?
at
Like
work
just
like that.
people who don't want to. Um, it's not that they don't want to contribute
Dude.
because they do, but they over contribute.
Yeah, dude. I'll
Yeah,
explain.
yeah.
So me and Will are carrying a couch out, right? And we're struggling a little bit because it's big. And this guy comes up. Not gonna say name. This guy comes up. He's another worker, and then he has to say his way about it. And then we try his way, and it doesn't work. and then he grabs it and tries to get it out himself,
And it doesn't work.
and then me and Will go back to doing our way, and then it gets out. I hate people like that.
Yeah.
And then he gets mad at us. The rest
There's a
of the
couple
day.
different people that I've had in my life that I know that are like that big time.
Yeah.
And you get to a point where you don't want to be around them anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but they could be a decent human being and a decent person, and it's not like you don't like them as a person. It's just
I don't know.
It's just something you don't want to be around, And I feel like in everybody's life, everybody's got those people who it's their way or the highway, and you know what I'm saying.
Your way or the highway.
Yeah, they're hard to be around, genuinely.
Oh, for sure.
Especially at work, like if it's a high stress environment too, that's even worse because in a way emotions are running high, or if there's a pressing timeline, or just in general, like let's say it's hot, right? And you guys are moving that fucking couch, and it's hotter than fuck, and everybody's sitting there bitching and moaning and like, no, do this, no, do that, like you're just even more frustrated. You know what I'm saying? You're not bringing really anything to the table, but at least you guys tried it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Oh yeah, I always take what somebody has into thought, but sometimes I'll know when they say to do something. Like sometimes you just know when somebody says they're like, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just know that, but it's always good to like understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Like, like you just know you're like, why?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Well, prime example, your brother, the one night that with his tires.
Yeah.
And the balding lugs and shit like that. And he had his like mine, and it was high fucking, like he popped his tire. He was stranded.
He was stressed.
So he was stressed. Emotions were running high. I get it. And
he didn't want to listen.
Yeah, and that's what, like, I was trying to tell him. I was like, hey, look, you probably don't want to put a socket and an impact on it, blah, blah, blah. And, they're already balded. So I don't know how his friend got it out or whatever.
I don't know.
But that was one of the nights I was like, okay, all right, fine.
We just walked away.
I was about to say, yeah, there's only so much you can do, and it's also just as healthy to learn when to back off. Because if I were to sit there and try to argue with your brother about it, that would have done zero good to getting that tire off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always a good thing to walk away and then know the correct part and place and time to walk away too. I feel like that's a big thing.
Yeah, you gotta kind of just learn that on the way though.
Right.
I don't know. My work's kind of like that, dude. I mean, there's a lot of older dudes there, but I mean, I try to like take pieces of what everybody does, but
I just fucking hate ignorant people.
But yeah,
Ignorant
like as
people?
you said,
Hey,
they
dude,
come
I gotta
at me
get-
the wrong way, dude.
Dude, I got a guy at my
Not
work,
it.
right? And there's another guy there who just had a kid. And the guy comes up to him and it says, So how's the kid doing? And then the guy goes, oh, he's good. He's just breastfeeding and stuff. And then the guy goes, oh, well, yeah, no shit. He's going to do that.
What were you looking to
Like,
get an
I
answer?
hate people like that. Like, literally anything you talk to them about, they just have a rude comment back. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I've met a few people like that, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Some people, when they're around others, can change. Like, into doing that, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, they're like,
Why even
ego
ask the
changes
question?
towards other people when somebody else is around, and I don't like that.
Right. I feel, yeah. No, I know what you mean. I think I've been guilty of it too.
Like, I think everybody has.
Yeah, I think you get into a certain environment and you feel this, I guess you could call it a vibe, like, and you just try to blend with it.
Yeah.
And then walking away and looking back at it, you're like,
You're
ugh.
like, yeah.
Like, oh, well, prime example. When we went out to the bar for your birthday, and Gavin was there, and we just kept cracking jokes at Gavin. Well, we took it too far, and like we were feeding off of it because Julian would say something, and I'd say something, and Hannah would say something, and we weren't thinking about the way that it was making Gavin feel.
No, I did apologize to Gavin the next
Yeah.
morning. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
if I said anything to you, dude,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry. I didn't really.
And I made it a point also to apologize to Gavin later that night, like when he was ready to talk about it, because obviously it upset Gavin.
Yeah.
But that's a time and place that, like, I've done that. I know what you're talking about, to where you get in an environment or you get in a situation and you want to be a part of the situation and you don't think of what it's doing to other people around or who you're doing it to. And I feel like it's a very unfair, and it's kind of in a way taking advantage of that person, because Gavin's a good sport, dude. We crack jokes on Gavin all the time, but he just as well cracks as many jokes back to
Right.
us. But when Gavin gets quiet about it, that's when you've taken it too far. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm ashamed, like some public apology, and I'm getting canceled
Right.
for it. But Gavin and I had our piece. We talked about it. We're at peace with it. But I just wanted to put that example out there of a way that that you can get caught up in the moment just as easy,
It's
and,
easy,
do dick shit.
Dude,
Like if I was just sitting around like this, dude, like I
I
wouldn't
gotta
be
tell you a
doing it,
story.
Gavin, like
Somebody
that.
told me at work.
What's that?
So, dude, I'm not gonna say I'm not saying it, but somebody at work told me that in high school they were on the football team, right? He was a senior, and there was a sophomore that was a little shithead, right? And apparently one day
How old is this dude?
he was there in high school. Right now he's like 27.
Oh, so he's older than us. Was kind of
Yeah.
what I didn't
Yeah,
know if
yeah.
this had any relation.
But he went.
Like when we
I mean, I
were,
won't even say the school he went to, but apparently, like the sophomore was taking a shower. He's a little shithead. The sophomore was, so, like he was like cocky, always wanted to start shit and fight the seniors, like on some weird shit. And then apparently one day he was taking a shower, and I guess you guys is like a football locker room, I guess. And then like he fucking put red Kool-Aid powder all on him, so he was all red. Right, this ain't even the worst part, dude. And then he comes out of the shower and apparently was trying to fight my coworker or whatever. Like, and then my coworker's friends all grabbed him, put him on the ground, and then one of his friends dragged his balls across his forehead.
Oh my god!
No way. Dude, that's too far.
That's too
Right?
far.
That's too far. But you feed into it, bro.
Right?
You feed into it.
Yeah, I feel like in that moment they were like,
yeah, this is funny.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing at this.
But,
This
dude,
is
like,
great. But you
look
don't.
at, like,
Dude,
like,
that's sexual
he
assault.
he told me he like looked back on that and he's like, dude, that is literally like, we molested that kid.
Yeah, literally. That's fucked. Yeah, it's fucked.
But apparently the kid was a good sport about it.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. You dragging
He's dragging his balls across my face, man. That shit was funny, dude.
Apparently the guy was a good sport. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
More to him,
and
I
that's
guess.
it's almost a different. That's so fucked up, dude.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, damn,
More to you, buddy, if you think.
No,
that was
but
funny.
football especially, dude. Like,
Oh yeah,
because
dude.
you're in there with a bunch of
No,
dudes and
I
like.
bet it does get like.
Oh,
It
it happened in our locker room
got
all
weird,
the time.
dude.
Like,
It got
riled-
weird.
Not weird,
yeah,
but like
stupid,
just like you guys just get riled
Well,
up
yeah,
and start
you
fucking
feed
with
off
people,
it, bro.
yeah.
They're your teammates and testosterone.
Like,
you're-
some-
dude, I remember
one
this
person
one
slaps
fucking
Gavin helmet.
scene-
Everybody slapping Gavin's helmet.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Or like
Dude,
Julian, bro. Like one person pushes Julian, and then this person pushes Julian, and then everybody. All of a sudden, Julian's getting pushed all the fucking place.
It's
around.
easy, dude. You're like I was just standing there.
Yeah,
But I mean, this is kind of a
Luca.
little
in the
Yes.
sewer.
Oh my god, dude, they had him eating crickets and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
here I'll tell that story after.
But there was
it's
this-
almost similar to
I mean,
that.
it's kind of similar to
not
this, but like,
sexual shit. But
I mean, in high school, you obviously knew Johnny and Austin were kind of
Yeah.
like they were buddies and shit like that. But like senior year, dude, heated practice. Fucking got to the sidelines. Dude, them two start going fucking at it at each other, just fucking yelling at each other.
bro, that
Dude, they
was
fucking all
bad.
stood up and they were getting in each other's face, fucking grabbing each other's fucking jerseys, pulling each other's hair because both of them had long ass hair at the time. Dude, he had
Damn.
me and Seth trying to pull these motherfuckers apart. They're like, "Ah!"
Dude, before
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad this happened. But yeah. So that's a part. So I got hurt, right? Like my ankle was literally fucked up.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was
Big time.
about.
My ankle was bad. I was in a boot. And I
remember that.
didn't practice that day. And Austin walked over there. He said some shit. And I was like already fired up at the fact that like not only do I want to be out there, and like of course I want to play. It's not that I don't want to play.
Right.
Yeah.
But at I don't know, just the whole situation in general, it was like the perfect chemistry of bullshit.
Perfect.
And Austin said some shit, and I walked up to Austin. I was like, hey, were you talking to me? He was like, yeah, bro, I was talking to you. And I was like, oh, all right, so this is how this is gonna be, you know? And I told something to Austin. He said something. I said, say that again. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, say that one more time. And I was like, shut the
Fucking
fuck
five
up.
of us circled right
And,
there next to him,
yeah,
and they're
and
just
then
we're just
before I knew
listening.
it, dude, I'm in a boot, and Austin and I are going after each other, bro. And it was bad, and it was just a toxic place to be around, you know,
Yeah.
at that time. And I'm sure Austin was overwhelmed because he was taking over positions from other people being injured, and it was just a big, mess in that aspect of it. And not saying that I didn't do anything wrong either, because I totally shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
kept engaging, but you get fired up, you get mad. And Emotions were high, and yeah, we ended up locking up for a second. I remember Austin grabbing me, and I grabbed Austin's hair in his shoulder pads. Not thinking I was pissed, and I just slung him, and pushed him down. Well, then he gets back up, and we're about to go at each other, and that's when it was going to turn into something more than what it needed.
That's when like 4 or 5
and
of us
then
got up. Dude,
before I know it, my feet weren't touching the ground.
fucking
And
grabbed him, dude.
it's Seth and fucking Noah had me picked up, dude, and they were holding.
I think
Austin
me,
back.
Justin, and I forget who the other one was. We were fucking keeping on like Austin, chill.
Yeah, but we're like, dude, I remember being on like, I don't know who exactly it was, whether it was Seth or if it was Noah, but I remember being on their shoulders. I remember being on their shoulders, like, get me the fuck off. Like, I was mad. But it's so funny because we went home that night, Austin and I both, didn't say shit to each other at all.
Day, dude, they were like,
at that night. And then lunchtime, obviously it was the buzz, right? Everybody was talking about it. Well, then lunchtime comes around, and I started walking over to where Austin was sitting, and everybody's like, oh, But no, I was going to apologize.
Yeah.
Because I felt like shit. I mean, your brother's out there. You're fighting for the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have the same goal, and, like I said, it was the perfect storm. It was just the perfect storm.
It was
a shit season.
It was literally a tornado.
Yeah, it was
like,
just.
that's what it was.
And it wasn't truly about, like, what was said or what actually happened at that time. There was just more things were going into it. And, and Austin and I, we had bickerments back and forth for a long time.
Years anyway.
And Austin and I are cool. Like, I love Austin to death, and I think he's a cool human being.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's Austin. Yeah. So, anyways, we ended up going over there, and everybody was like thinking we were gonna fight or whatever, and we ended up dapping up and giving each other a hug. And I love you, bro. You're my brother. I feel like shit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And that's that point of reflection, and that's that point where it's good to know when to walk away. And at that time, we should have walked away. To kind of circle back to what we were talking about earlier, and that was a shit time. But at the same time, I feel like we understood each other after that. Like, we were cool after that completely. We didn't have any ill will. We said our piece. We said what we had to say about the situation, and that's how it went. And it was pretty cool. But yeah, go to poor Luca, bro.
My God, dude, they tortured him.
So I guess we probably shouldn't be saying names like this, but there was this kid on the football team, and he was a little scrawnier. Hadn't quite filled out yet. It was just his body type. And, I mean, cool dude. And he was a real hard worker and real dedicated, but he was a little strange at times. Well, anyways, everybody fucked with him.
Well, he's a Marine now. So
I was about to say, he's fine now.
It just kind of explains how he was, kind of. I mean, work ethic-wise.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. Luke is a cool dude. Well, it was, man, what was it? We were doing something. It wasn't quite practice, but maybe it was just after.
I think it was like before.
Or before a game or something. Anyways, long story short, we were fucking with Luca. Right? And we're fucking with him. And some shit happened. Like, he ate a cricket off the locker room floor. And he did some other thing. And then there was one guy who had these giant pair of jeans that he found in the Lost and Found. I mean, these fuckers were huge.
They were big.
And
they were big.
And so he puts them on, right? And they're really, really big. Well, we grabbed this other kid, and we put him in the same jeans as this dude. I mean, that's how big these jeans were. Well, then he starts walking them around. Well, outside the locker room was a sewer grate. I think I might have the picture. But there's a sewer grate, bro, and you could grab it and pick it up, and you could get down in the sewer. I mean, it wasn't like shit water, but I think it was just drainage for the turf field.
Yeah, it's all.
So, anyways, we pick this grate up, bro, and we take him out of the jeans. Like, it was like after like a big game or like crowd surfing. Does that make sense? Like, that's kind of the picture. If you get, so it's a bunch of dudes lifting up another guy who there's nothing you can do, and we shove him down in this fucking drainage hole, after we lifted the fucking grate up, dude, and he was stuck down there. And
You guys put the cap over it?
no, but we just left him in there for a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. No, but that's one of the things, like, looking back on it.
Yeah.
You get too far into the moment, bro.
Yeah.
And he was fine. It wasn't like bullying. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
He
It's
was
just,
laughing, but
yeah, he was having
Yeah.
a good time. And if you know who we're hinting at or talking about, you would understand in the moment, and it was funny. It was a
because
good
he
time.
do stupid shit to
Yeah,
people all
yeah,
the
but
time.
I mean,
anyway,
dude,
so,
it's
like,
kids, it's boys, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You put a bunch of prepubescent boys in a room and you start jamming out music, and like you're expected to, you've got all these ideas in your head how I want to be a pro and I want to do,
Yeah.
like I'm the shit. It's all just a big fucking ego trip, and yeah,
it is what it is, man.
it's pretty funny, dude. But yeah, just stories like that, bro, are cool though too, to
They
be able
kinda
to
just,
talk
like, kinda
about. Yeah.
reflect. What happened? You remember when that one kid chipped his tooth? Locker.
Oh my god.
What happened with all that? I can't.
So bad. So
Were they like fucking around in the bathroom? Were they like
yeah,
wrestling?
no,
or
I
something?
was the one who got in trouble for it too.
Oh yeah, it was Johnny's
Yeah.
fault.
No,
It wasn't Johnny's fault. But
It was not my fault at all. At all.
Was it his fault?
I don't remember.
No.
I remember Johnny being
No.
somewhat
What
a
happened?
part of what happened.
Yes, I was a part of it. Okay,
I think
so
he was just in the room. I don't think. He
yeah, I
was
was literally okay. So here, I'll explain without going into like big detail. I gotta kind of not mention names because it almost turned into like a lawsuit. Like it was stupid, but so
Yeah, because his mom got pissed, dude. She was
yeah, but
beat.
she was like that. Like that's the way she was.
And he was such a chilled kid too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he
and
didn't
he was
really,
fine with
he
it.
was-
He literally
He's like,
not,
it is what it is,
not,
man.
Yeah,
He's like,
not that
it
he was.
sucks it happened. He's like, but who cares?
Yeah. So this kid, right? He was younger than we were,
He was a year.
and there were like 3 or 4 or 5 of us that came up with this idea that because we weren't allowed to use. Well, not that we weren't allowed to use the showers, but nobody did,
Mm-hmm.
and so
They always expected us to, but none of us.
yeah, I don't even think they really like. They were just there. They were in the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was kind of used for like a storage area, but the showers
Like
obviously
pads and
worked.
shit.
So they were in there, and it's connected to the bathroom, and we all like devised this plan to get this kid into the shower and turn the shower on and fuck with him, right? And so we get him. I get him, and I pick him up, and I bring him to the showers, right? Well, we're in there, and they turn the shower on, and they're fucking with him, right? Well, at this point, I was literally leaving the bathroom. Like, I literally set him in there, and I left. That was, like, my piece of it. And, I watched them, obviously, when they turned the shower on and shit like that. But, like, that was over at that point. Like, that was the funny part. He was in the shower. He was wet in normal clothes. Ha, ha, ha. So, we're in there. And I'm walking out of the bathroom, and all of a sudden I hear, "Doof, oh!" And everybody's like, "Oh fuck,"
I was getting ready for practice, dude.
And-
All of a
and
sudden, I heard that.
I
I'm like,
turn around, and when I turn around, they had tried to push him back into the shower, and it was wet, and he slipped, and when he slipped, he hit his teeth
on the concrete
off
floor.
of the floor,
That's how I chip my tooth.
and he busted. I don't know if it was
He
one
busted
or
his
both.
lip, and he chipped this one, and he like took a little piece off the corner.
Yeah,
of his
yeah.
other one.
One wasn't so bad, but the one was like
It was like
real fucked up.
it was probably like a quarter of his tooth.
It was
off.
bad, and
That's how my
his teeth were like shattered off of the. Oh,
You could see the little fragments of
That's
his
just,
tooth on the ground.
it was bad, bad.
It
bad.
was
So,
bad.
anyways, obviously it was bad news. We all got in trouble. Well, not in trouble right away, but so we go in there to tell. We all get pulled in there to talk about it, right? And they found out what happened, like to him. Obviously, his mouth was
Fucking bleeding.
He needed help.
Mm-hmm.
And so the coaches finally figured out that something was going on and blah, blah, blah. So that gets taken care of. He goes away. They come back in. Well, then they pull us all in one by one, and they're asking us what happened, what happened, what happened, what happened. Well, then nobody really said anything, and so they pull us all in as a group. And I finally told them, I was like, well, the first time that they pulled me in by myself, I told them the truth. I was like, look, I picked him up, I put him in the shower, but after that, I really don't know what happened. And
I walked away.
yeah, I was walking out of the bathroom. And so anyways, long story short, the whole tooth thing happened. I think I was the only one who actually like told what really happened. And so anyways, long story short, there were people who should have gotten in trouble that didn't. And yeah, but that's how I was involved in that situation. And then long story short, because it was the whole thing was jacked up, but I got punished for it. Like game time, hills,
Really?
office. Yeah, like big time. But I, in my opinion, the way it went down in my head and what I think is like it was very unfair because I told the truth
And you get in trouble
and
for
I'm
it.
the only one getting in trouble for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously I didn't want to rat anybody out, but at the same time I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so I didn't lie and I told the truth. And you always hear like, oh, the truth set you free. But I was the only one who got in trouble for the whole thing. Well, then that relayed back to his parents and his mom and his dad, and they were real upset about it, as they should be, you know. And so they were coming for the school, and then they were thinking they were going to sue me and like all this stupid stuff. When really, truthfully, that's like what had happened. And it sucks when everybody made it out okay, the kid's okay, and everything like that. But yeah, it was a real sticky situation. But that's what happened. That's what that story was. Yeah. But just another prime example of taking shit way too far and not knowing
Yep.
when to stop, call it quits. Like, you know, read the room
I don't know. We could go on for fucking hours
of
about
shit like that. Yeah.
Football
Yeah.
practice, games, and
Yeah, and not like it.
I'm sure you
that
had your
was
fair share
probably
of like soccer practices that probably got like that too. But
that was probably the worst.
oh, for sure.
That was the worst. But yeah, and it left like a kind of a sour taste, I think, in some people's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of never like truly went away. And I don't know. It was weird after that. And that was kind of like,
Right.
I don't know. It was just, is what it is. It's part of life.
Fuck
You
it.
know,
Who cares?
Yeah, I
On to
mean,
bigger
He's
and better
fine now.
things.
Nothing really
I was
happened.
about to say, I mean, he's on doing his own thing. And I hope. Fine. I mean, I don't know anymore.
He has like mouth cancer.
That was like mouth cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
What he chipped his tooth off of caused fucking cancer.
Oh,
mouth is running. Just running out his.
Mom, you got insurance? You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what they were going for, was like money, and they said that he needed like long-term stuff. But then I was told not to talk to him because of the fact of whatever. But we were literally texting like that night, and he was like, "No, it's fine. Like it's not, you know, I don't know. It's just very interesting because you're put in a sticky situation to where you want to tell the truth, but you don't want to rat your buddies out. But at the same time, you're the one getting in trouble for it and kind of getting the rap for it. And you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's guilty by association. And
Right.
my biggest thing at the time was that what I walked around saying was, if I tell somebody to go outside and they get struck by lightning, is that my fault? No. That was my
Yeah,
argument
yeah.
to the point. But looking back on it, I had no business putting him in that bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Literally,
saying? But
yeah.
obviously, you didn't know that, like
that was gonna happen.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like it was a ha funny, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But it's just something that went too far, and I don't know who.
Dude, that's like me like kicking a little rock and then it starts like a massive avalanche and crushes all. the
Yeah, bro. Like
houses.
you walk up to
You know, like that's
Or
like,
moving one little piece of ice off this little rock and
Yeah.
it causes an avalanche.
Yeah.
yeah, or like some crazy shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah. To look back on it, no, it wasn't smart. We should have just been there to do our job, and to do what we were there to do. But it's not what happened, and it's not what was happening. So
Nope.
But yeah, just another
So
example.
I do look back on it. That was a shitty practice after that happened.
Oh fuck yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. We were doing.
They
game
took it
film
out
and
on
shit.
all of us.
Well, yeah, bro. Because
And literally
yeah.
3/4 of us weren't even in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But that's how it is, though. Like,
Well,
your
I mean, it's a
teammates.
team thing,
how it is
and
on
everybody's
soccer.
got to be held accountable.
That's what they were saying
Dude.
when they made us run.
If we left trash on the bus, bro, we got fucked.
Oh, they were strict with that about us too.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Who's gonna have
Yeah,
to clean that up? The bus driver.
Yeah, and what they do.
There's like 2 laps per piece of trash, bro. Fuck.
they'd send us
One time
doing
they found
100.
16
Was it
pieces.
200?
16 pieces of trash. Somebody was fucking with you.
I don't know. We had to run at Wilds.
16. Okay, so you did.
Remember that 4-mile
I think it was
Indian
after a
run we
good game
did?
though. I think it was like after we beat Seckman or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You remember that 4-mile Indian run we had to do?
Oh yeah. You know what Indian runs are, right?
Yeah. That shit's the worst.
4 miles. Well, that wasn't because we fucked up. That was a loss.
It was a loss and
That's when-
turnovers.
That's when Coach Green and Coach what's he called? Coach Green and Coach Boss were
did.
there.
He did a mile
And-
per like turnover.
Yeah.
And
What
on top
the
of the loss.
fuck?
No, but that I'm not gonna lie. I responded very well to that kind of coaching.
Yeah, I guess
That
I guess
was-
it's good though.
That was
It
my
won't make you fuck up
shit
again.
in a way. I hated it at the time. I
Sure.
hate it now looking back at it, but I needed that. I need
yeah.
that in my life. That hard-nosed, tough love fucking type of coaching because that only makes you better. I was in the best shape of my life that season.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the best coaches I'd ever had, really, as far
Mhm.
as caring and fucking just really having an understanding of the game and really high expectation. But you wanted to meet them. It was a drive, and you almost felt like it was never good enough. But at the
Mhm.
same time,
Right.
you just wanted to be better.
Mm.
You wanted to be better, and you wanted to hold yourself higher, and you wanted to hit those more goals, and it created a drive in me personally that I responded very well to those two coaches, especially.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And then some stuff happened, some changes, and blah blah blah, and they ended up stepping down or leaving or going, and a different opportunity for them. And it's
It
kind of
was really
sucked, but
bummed. I was really bummed when that happened.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I hated when they got rid of Van Dyke as a coach.
I don't know. It happened to us, dude. Like we were playing under like Westmeyer at the time.
Yeah.
I liked Westmeyer.
Yeah, I do too. But it was a
But-
lot of political stuff.
That's what I thought, wasn't it?
Like school stuff. Probably stuff that I have my own theory on why he kind of got the nick on that.
I thought something came out on what happened.
No, I mean,
it might have just been about Van Dyke. It was about a game. That's why Van Dyke I think stepped
really?
up, I think.
Would he
I remember
freak
something.
out? Like,
Yeah, he was freaking out on the rest, but also like it was my brother's like senior game, like conference, whatever, against Hillsborough, bro, and the ref had a bad call and Van Dyke started cussing. I remember it, dude. And then all the players started cussing too. I think it's because he didn't try to calm down the players or nothing afterwards. And then that was like the last game of the year. And then next year comes around and we know fucking Kruger's our coach now, dude. I was so
I feel like Kruger wasn't. Is he a bad coach or?
he doesn't know soccer.
Oh, really?
He doesn't.
They probably coached.
I don't
their
think he
own
played
selves.
soccer when he was younger. Like Alvarado should have been the varsity coach, and Kruger should have been JV.
See, but that's the kind of the political, like boss.
Yeah,
Boss and Funston, before Timo got there,
Them two
applied-
should have had it.
they applied to be the head coach.
like Alvarado was a good soccer.
I think
player.
Green did too.
But you know who was the athletic?
It was Ludwig.
Yeah,
And
which was friends
with
with,
Demo.
and that's why. But the reason Westermeyer had to step down was because a certain select group of players were doing a certain.
Oh,
thing.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I probably told you that
That's what I
a
thought.
while back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was my guess
I
because
remember that.
when we were doing that the assistant coaching
Mhm.
for the baseball team, Boss was the head coach for Gavin. Was it JV?
Freshman. No, it's freshman.
JV. It was JV. It was JV.
Was
Young
Mr. Woodland
was
one of your coaches?
Huh?
No, Young was varsity.
Yeah. That's what I said. Or was going to say was Young was varsity, Boss did JV, and freshman maybe. It was both.
He might have been
Wasn't
because
Mr. Woodland a coach?
which one?
I don't
Like
know.
big one in
Woodland?
middle school.
Yeah, he was the
He was
a
a offensive lineman coach for our freshman sophomore year. Then he went to DeSoto.
Oh,
hmm
I love that guy.
I loved.
Or he
his-
might have stayed that
Yeah,
one-
I loved him and his brother.
I love that guy.
They were both super cool. His
Oh,
brother was
yeah,
cool
his-
too.
Hill is one
He
of
was
the chillest teachers I've
the
ever
strength
met.
and conditioning coach. Dude,
Like,
he's
dude,
nuts.
he understood our generation. Swear to God.
Well, he was cool,
He was
dude.
so funny.
And he got a head coaching job at DeSoto. I was happy
Dude,
for him.
me and Nate and
I
Nick,
wonder whatever happened to them. Both of them. His brother was real cool too.
I never met
Oh,
his
yeah.
brother.
His brother was even easier and like to talk to.
Oh,
that
he
make
was
sense?
so
Like-
he was such a cool
Like
dude.
Coach
dude.
Woodland was. He left me a voice. Anyways, he was cool to talk to, but he wouldn't open up like a ton. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
But his brother would, and like
Mhm.
actually, there were quite a few times that it was just him and I in the locker room, and we'd talk for like 30 minutes. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, no,
He was a cool
there
dude.
were players doing. I think this is kind of what happened was there were players doing roids in the locker room. That kind of got out, and so Coach Westermeyer resigned and said that it was for his family because he didn't want to miss out on time with his family. But that could be. It really could be. But the only thing that makes me think otherwise is because
Tom Brady.
yeah, Jamar Jenkins.
Jamar Jenkins.
But because Coach Boss had told me when I was doing the assistant coaching thing that he applied, and that the reason he didn't get it was because some political stuff. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together because pretty much everybody that was a part of that original organization kind of got weeded out in a way.
That makes sense because they were the coaching staff of the varsity team. Because at the time, Boss was.
Running back.
Huh?
He was a running back coach.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
he-
Funston was still middle school.
That's what I thought. Didn't he get moved up?
Yeah. And then now he's the head coach.
That's
is
who
he a
it
good coach?
deserves to have
Oh, yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
That's
I feel
who
like he
should have
would be
been
an amazing coach.
before anybody.
I feel like he is like
Coach
he
Funston?
knows
Yeah.
how
Oh,
to-
yeah. He
Oh,
knows
yeah.
fucking football,
Yeah.
dude.
I feel like he just knows sports in general.
Yeah. No,
does.
Having
Coach
him for,
Funston
like,
is a real
He was a
fitness,
good
dude,
coach.
Oh my
I
god!
I love
think
Coach
he's
Funston.
he has kind of a
He has a weird personality. I think.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
Weird
maybe not-
personality, but he would get on your ass quick.
yeah.
Oh,
But
for
I was
sure.
gonna say he's a little arrogant to where
Yeah.
you
That too.
could take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy. Not,
Yeah.
He
and
doesn't
not
mean
anything,
it that way. He's just like messing around.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
he
don't know.
probably
Yeah.
meant it sometimes. But who knows?
I don't know. He's kind of hard to read, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like he was a little arrogant at times, and you could take that the wrong way very quick, and especially in the wrong situation where you're not trying to think or understand it, you're just reacting to it,
Right.
and it just becomes frustrating.
Oh yeah.
I think I've had it out with Coach Funston like once. I don't really quite remember what it was over. I remember him telling me like that's your problem or something like that. And I remember, just chirping back whatever bullshit it was. I don't really even remember what it was over.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was one
I
time.
don't know,
That
I got into it with
specifically-
Young one time.
Yeah, Coach Young, dude. Coach Young is like
He was cool sometimes.
he was a cool
He's a
teacher.
good dude.
He was just a cool teacher
Football coach,
to me.
dickhead.
Yeah,
Who?
Coach
Coach
Young. To me, he was a cool
Science
teacher,
Young.
and that's what he should have been doing, I think. But and maybe he was just past his time, to the point where he didn't really give a fuck anymore, and he was just kind of old and grouchy in a way.
That's what I just feel. I don't think he was a good teacher either.
Really?
He just sat up there at his desk,
Yeah.
pushed it on the board, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Take the notes,
Yeah.
worksheet."
If you do the notes
The
and do my
thing-
worksheets, you will pass this class.
I feel like he's a real simple guy. Like
he was.
he's just a real kind of simple guy, and there's a time and a place for it. But at the same time, he would get to where, yeah, it would be like, come on, really. The biggest thing that irritated me the most was the ball thing. If you ran a drill and you had to hand the ball back to him, or if
Be close enough and just toss it.
Or-
That's as much.
yeah, but he didn't want you throwing the ball back during the drill. So, like, let's say it was a drill, you ran your drill, he threw the ball at you, right? You caught it, finished your drill. You couldn't throw it back at him on your way back in line.
Why?
He'd make you run
Because-
it back to him.
Well, it was the fact of like if you made, I think it was if you made a bad pass, like he didn't go get it, if that makes sense. But there was a certain time where I remember.
That's some lazy
But
shit.
yeah, and there was a certain time
Well,
I
our
remember.
senior year, dude, he was having really bad back problems too. so,
Yeah.
like he was like sitting out of practices, sitting on the benches.
Really?
His back was fucked up and shit.
I
don't
didn't.
know.
I didn't have them. I didn't have to deal with them a whole lot, but I do remember we did these circuit drills, and I had to go do this circuit drill for Coach Young, and I remember I threw a ball back at him, and it was a ball. I mean, it was a good ball, and he dropped it, and it was literally right at his feet, and like he made me go over there and pick it up and give it to him. Yeah.
He's
And
that type of coach.
I didn't know about the back problem shit, but maybe it had to do with his back. That could have been
It
too.
could have been.
That could have been too. But at the same time, like
He was just like that though. Like
yeah,
it was hard to tell.
It's kind of I don't know. It was whatever. But that one, I do remember that one particular time that really kind of irritated me, and I don't remember if I said something to him or not, but I do remember being kind of pissed at it.
Yeah, the one I was about to say about him. We were in a drill.
I
like,
remember this. I remember.
Dude, and I was just trying to give this kid, like, don't hit me in the fucking head, dude. Like, I just came off protocol from a concussion and shit. I just came back, and I'm like, try to get a little lower, and he's like, Joy. He's like, you're not the fucking coach, I am. He's like, and I'm like, dude, I wasn't, like, he's like, quit. He just started going fucking back and forth with me, dude, and he made us fucking run. I was a little pissed off about it. And I went back to our little circle or whatever, dude. Because we were getting a drink and shit like that. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that all about? You know, she's like, you're just bitching. I'm like, dude, what? Dude, are you serious? I don't know.
He wants to know if I can get some dinner and beer and wings. I mean, I'd be down, but I'm all right for tonight. Maybe a different time.
But yeah, you remember him, dude. He was fucking screaming at me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember he just took things a little too far sometimes.
And that was one of them. I don't know. He flipped on me, dude.
Yeah.
Flipped.
Dude, looking back on it, it's so funny because some of these things I haven't thought about in forever. Like just
I
having.
don't know. They just kind of flood in. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, even talking about it, just keep going with it.
I don't know. It was weird. I was looking through my drive for some reason on my computer. I don't know. Some document somehow got loaded up into there, and I clicked on it, and it was literally like just like videos from our like clips at our evangel camp we went to. It was like that little highlight video
That was
I
so
had.
cool, and it was even cooler. We won it.
Yeah.
That was a blast. Yo, I'll never forget at that evangel camp. I guess I should put that on the podcast.
I remember that.
We'll talk about it. But the jacuzzi, that was the shit. That was the shit. Whose was that? Was that yours? That was yours.
Yeah, it was mine.
It was yours.
Mhm.
I almost wanted. Was it the Chardapper?
Yes, it was. Oh my fucking God,
no
it was.
way.
Dude, so it was me and Johnny shared a bed in there.
And it was
then we
Austin?
No, it was Owen and fucking Chris.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Owen
I like
Exler, do you
Chris. I
remember
like
him?
Chris a lot.
Oh yeah, we had
Chris-
them.
Yeah, Owen Exler.
They were in our room.
Owen's
Then
really
literally
cool
the
too.
room
I love
next to
Owen.
us was Shane, Austin,
Yeah, that's
Dr. Beck,
right. We had the rooms together.
and somebody else, dude. And literally one night, fucking,
We take
they
out
had them. We had to be in our rooms by like 9:30, something like that, and they didn't want us to come out or whatever. We were supposed to be like getting to bed at like 10, some stupid shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Austin and Shane came over to our fucking room, dude. We were fucking playing fucking Madden, dude. Fucking toking it up, dude, with our fucking beds, dude. Dome the fuck out of this room. And they went and ended up like leaving. And so I think Johnny walked out there with them, like had them up before they walked in. Coach Samarczyk walks out of Demo's room. He's like, looked at us. Motherfucker's high as a kite, had to have been.
Oh yeah, Coach
Samarczyk, dude, had to have been high
I
as
don't know
a
who that
kite
is.
on something, dude. He like looked at both of us. He's like, he looked us up and down. He's like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, we were just leaving their room. And he looked at us. Get to bed.
Yeah.
Just walks away.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we all devised a plan, bro. We were gonna go. It was sneaking. We were gonna go to the hot tub because they had
it didn't help any much more that Demo's room was across from our
So
room.
was Funston, Demo and
Funston.
Funston. Yeah. And they were right across from our two rooms.
Oh shit.
And so
Literally right across from us.
we sneak out of the hotel room and we go all the way around the hotel to the pool and jacuzzi area. Or I guess it was it was a jacuzzi.
There was a pool and a jacuzzi.
But bro, I hadn't, and that's when I stopped because I got in trouble, like when I was younger, you know. So, dude, I just remember going into that jacuzzi and I was like, some top tier shit, dude. But yeah, bro, we won that whole evangel camp and nobody thought we were gonna win. There were some teams there.
Oh, there was.
Really?
There
some
was, like-
teams, bro.
I remember because I talked to you. Remember California?
It was
there?
it was a college camp,
In Springfield.
and yeah, close to Branson,
Oh.
and it was a college camp, and we all went for like a week or a few days in the summer.
You remember that
Mm.
California team that we played there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. No, I don't. But
It was the white and blue team or whatever.
yeah, it might.
I don't know. I remember meeting that coach when Jake played because they're in his conference when Jake went to Osage. Yeah, and he played California for, like every year that he was.
California,
And
Missouri.
I balled, huh?
California, Missouri.
Mhm.
That's
And
fucking far.
yeah, it is. So, and
Holy
I remember
shit.
being like a ball boy for him when my brother was in
Oh, really?
high school. So like, to recognize me, he's like, "Wait." I'm sitting on it. Sorry.
Did you pause it? Oh, okay.
But yeah, he saw me and he's like, I'm like, I recognize your team. I'm like, you remember my brother Jake? And he's like, yeah. He's like, we start talking shit. It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
I
whole
want to go
camp
back
was-
to Evander. That shit was fun.
That whole camp was real cool. Yeah,
Good time.
I was a good time.
I remember when they were about to kick us out, or like the next morning we had to leave or whatever. Or it was like that day we went to camp. And we went out to like that mall or whatever, and we came back.
Yeah, I got
And
the
they weren't
bus
gonna-
downs.
Yeah,
I
and
got
they
the
weren't
bus-
gonna fucking let us take showers and shit. They were gonna have us like get out of all of our rooms and stuff before we could leave.
Yeah,
and
it
we were
was
like,
for
dude, we're not
checkout,
gonna sit
yeah.
here for 4 hours on the way back to fucking St. Louis, and
Yeah.
none of us been in the shower. Dude.
It was
Fuck
bullshit.
that.
Yeah. They wanted us to ride home in our shit because we were late for checkout.
Like at school.
No,
At the
hotel we were
hotel.
staying.
You know, you have a checkout day
Oh,
or
yeah.
time, and I think
What did
they
you guys do?
All of our stuff was still in there,
Showered?
dude.
Oh, you
Shower
guys-
and grab our shit because
Yeah.
most of us left our stuff there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you can't. Just
and it wasn't our fault. Like it was everybody. It was the administration that was there. It was their fault. It was the coaches. Like they're the ones who set the schedule. We do what you guys have scheduled
it
for
took
us.
forever.
Yeah.
We got there at 8. We were supposed to be done at 12. We didn't get
I
done
don't
till
remember.
like
But dude, I just remember
1:30,
rushing.
2:30.
Like it was bullshit. And I was like, look, I'm not coming off of this hot ass thing playing a game, basically. I mean, it was like half a game. And
well against multiple teams. Like it was this whole
well,
like thing.
yeah, it was the champion thing. It was like right at the end. It was the last day. And at the last day, because before that was like scrimmages and drills for your positions. And then after that, it was
It was
what's
a
it called? It was
2-day
like team scrimmages, but it was like half games, blah, blah, blah.
and they were keeping track of everything.
Yeah, and so we ended up winning the whole thing, but right after we won, it was, all right, let's go. We're gonna go to the mall. So we all went to the mall. We had a good time. Blah blah blah.
The whole
Dude, I
team.
literally those slides
Yeah.
right there.
Damn.
I bought those.
Yeah, that's what.
I literally bought those slides.
My
there.
white Air Maxes. That's where those are from. But anyways, yeah. And after that, yeah.
We went to Five Guys, I think.
And they fucked up the whatever it was. They
The
fucked
whole
up.
team went to Five Guys.
No,
There was
So
it was like a strip
multiple different
mall,
restaurants,
like on the
yeah.
side of the big ass mall they
Yeah,
had
because we
there.
ate lunch with Demo, didn't we?
Yeah, because I think Demo and Smargic went into Five Guys. It was me, Johnny, Austin, Justin,
Chris.
Chris, and I think there's one more. Owen. Then Demo and Smargic walked in. Yeah. Some other guys went to like Panda.
Yeah.
We kind of were allowed to.
It was like a little.
We
They
were on
just-
like a little group chat and they texted us.
Meet
"Oh,
here."
the bus.
Just meet here this time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
But anyway, so we did what we wanted to do. Then they fucked it up.
Well, appreciate you guys watching. We're gonna end that on that note. Appreciate you
yeah.
guys tuning in.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
See you.
See ya.